race in Ghana. We're going to take a look at something that's very disturbing that America has been doing for too long now. And when I say America, the media, the powers that be. Now, America has one of the most vast media outlets there is. In other words, we broadcast things all around the world. During our trip to Africa and some other places, I have come to realize that they can get the American feeds, American news, American propaganda almost just as readily as we get here in America. So they can keep up with our stars, movie stars, narratives, what's going on here pretty well. So when we stick a narrative out there, a lot of times, because they are where they have no doubt or no other choice but to believe it. Why wouldn't they? If no other point of view has been broadcast to them. Okay, if they put out there, American media, that Black Americans here are lazy, or Black Americans here are thieves, or Black Americans here are drug dealers, or whatever. If they haven't come visit this place and the narrative they get by the media is that, why wouldn't they believe it? And it's the same here in America. If the media wants to make America look great, then by virtue of doing that, they're going to make the people in other places look less than. And a way to do that is to show them in a disparaging light, to go and show pictures of places that when people are hungry or starving, or places that's poor, or places that's run down, or places that's filled with trash. That's called controlling the narrative.
That seeing people faint on the streets due to starvation is actually pretty common. People who have homes live in dirty conditions, cooking and sleeping in the same room. Others have no choice but to live in huts made for farm animals. It's so bad here that if you own a bicycle, you're considered to have a profession in Burundi.
I'm not even from Burundi, but even I know that that is a very big piece of emotional, manipulative, exaggerated nonsense. This is Burundi. This is also Burundi. As you can see, some people are walking just like every other normal person in the world does, who does not have a car, by the way. And then you can see cars in the corner too. Where are the bicycles? You can pause to read these comments from these Burundians who actually indicated that this is exaggerated. Even without their comments, I personally knew that this is over-exaggerated, and I'm going to tell you why. I've come to realize that Africa is a big market. The idea that Africa is poor makes a lot of people rich. They take this idea to people who do not even know anything about Africa, who don't even care to research, tell them that we don't have anything, over-exaggerate it, play with their emotions, and get them to send them money. Now, I'm not saying that there are no real help organizations out there, but then a lot of them are fake. They play on your emotions, they manipulate you, and then they get you to put out your $1 and then they keep it for themselves. Because I grew up all my life in Africa, and even when I was poor, nobody came to help me. Nobody gave me anything from any organization. The richest man in Burundi, I would like to say, is worth $1.6 billion. You can't tell me that that kind of man would not help his people. And as well, the richest man in Africa, the richest black man in the world, is African, he is Nigerian, and he is worth over $13 billion, not million, billions. Most of the time, people believe that Africa is poor because of what they see on their TV, what they see on the media, people begging them to support Africa. Meanwhile, we're here living our good lives. He just said, oh, no, the people that have bicycles in Burundi are considered. That is so over-exaggerated. And then the part where he said that people do faint on the street. Do you know if so many people fainted like that on the street, do you think there will still be human beings in Burundi? This guy went, found a village in Burundi, got a picture on images of people who don't have money, and then posted it to the world and said, oh, that is the whole of Burundi. Burundi is a country, a whole country, and then a group of people who don't have money represents that country. If we went to the US and filmed homeless people on the streets and then posted it on media and said, oh, that is exactly how everybody in the US lives, wouldn't that affect you? Now, this is why I do the videos I do. People can't come and speak rubbish about Africa when they do not know. Even when you go online to Google these things, you see rubbish. I would say go to YouTube, check stuff. Africa is a lot better than you guys say, and I'm here to stand against everybody who over-exaggerates again about Africa. This is very wrong, and you guys have to correct yourselves.
America has been doing that for the longest, and people have been believing it. But we now live in a time where there's TikTok, there's YouTube, there are many journalists personal people with cameras that are starting to show that the narrative that America likes to paint is untrue. And as we journey through this video and look at some of these videos, we're going to try to show you that the lie that America is perpetrating is vast, is strong, and is still ongoing. But people are waking up to it, and thank God for that. I am tired of seeing them disparage the motherland, disparage the people there, disparage other places, not just the motherland, but other places trying to build up America and make America seem like such a great nation, so much better than other places. All right. Now, we're talking about poverty in this video. That's not to say that Africa does not have its places of poverty. Yeah, and I'm going to speak of Ghana in specific because obviously this is where me and my wife are wanting to move to Ghana. Well, are there poor places in Ghana? Absolutely.
After this place, the road will be free. The market is here, so the cars that stop sign, yeah.
Turn around and come up this side. My point is going to be, yes, you have this and then you have that. All in the same cities, you know.
That is the clubhouse, a golf course. Prime, Amazon.
Are there people that are in poverty? And when I say poverty, real poverty, there is no WIC, no Lone Star card. There is no YMCA for them to live. Nothing like that in Africa. There are no programs like that. So the poor are really poor. The poor areas are really poor. But the false narrative is to just show that and make that look like that's all that Ghana or all that Africa is about. That's the lie. When American media show you a black person that maybe have robbed a bank or the story runs, most likely, if he had robbed a bank or the story runs, that may be true. But to show that there are no doctors, no bankers, no lawyers, no hardworking people, that's the narrative that makes it skewed. Not showing something that's true makes it a lie. Only showing that part of a country, a nation, or a people makes it a lie. And that is the narrative that America like to push.
Homeless people. Is their stuff. Definitely gonna use that.
That's the neighborhood clinic. The neighborhood store. It used to be called Orlando. Now it's Orlando. This is the community center. Yeah, these are government apartments.
As you can see through the video, that yes, we here in Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in the United States, have poor areas. Not as poor, for the most part, as you have in Africa, again, admittedly. But to sit here and only show the glitz and glamour, the big buildings, the nice areas, to make it look like that's all America's about, that's a false narrative. We do have our poor, we have people under the bridge, we have the hungry, we have the homeless, and we have areas that are in poverty. This is Pat Brown, signing off for God, grace, and God. Be blessed.